Well, Shakespeare wrote at least 37 plays. They've been translated into almost every single language and are performed more often than the works of any other writer. The Bard is also one of the most frequently quoted English language poet and dramatist in the world, second only to the Bible. It's believed he invented up to 1,700 words, still in use today, as well as many common phrases like break the ice, love is blind, and in my heart of hearts. Well, let's get more now on why Shakespeare is so revered. I'm joined from London by Elizabeth Schafer. She's a professor of theatre studies at Royal Holloway University in London. Elizabeth, thank you very much for your time. Why is it then that Shakespeare's work is so enduring?
Well, I think it's a combination of things. The plays have an extraordinary range. There's almost every situation you can imagine covered in them somewhere. There's an absolutely astonishing variety of characters and some rattling good stories. And I think, crucially, Shakespeare asks big questions. I mean, famously, he asked to be or not to be, but he also asks big questions about relationships and about power, about life, death, love. He asks all those big questions and he doesn't give you many answers. So people like to think about, well, what's my answer to that question? I think particularly with the characters, the range is astonishing. I mean, for every Cleopatra, there's a King Lear, there's a Juliet, there's an amazing variety. I mean, the phrase infinite variety is used to describe Cleopatra, and I'd use that phrase to describe Shakespeare's character. Infinite variety is what you find in his plays. And what you mentioned there, that they're universal human traits, aren't they? Because his work transcends language and culture as well. Well, I think because he asks the big questions, what's great about his plays is they can be relocated. They can be relocated historically. You quite often see productions of his plays done in costume that is not Elizabethan or Jacobean. You see his plays relocated all around the world. I mean, one play that you don't often see, which I think is a very, very funny play, is The Merry Wives of Windsor. But The Merry Wives of Windsor could be The Merry Wives of Melbourne. The Merry Wives works in any situation where there's a middle class who, you know, want to get richer. So the plays actually relocate very easily. And I think people can read those plays and go, oh yeah, that's actually like a situation that I know in my own hometown or in my own life. And I think that is really very important. So what is your favourite of his works and why? Well, I do like The Merry Wives of Windsor because it makes me laugh, and actually because it's full of very silly and some quite rude jokes. But I think really it's Antony and Cleopatra. And Antony and Cleopatra is not often done because it's very expensive to mount. But Cleopatra is the most astonishing character. She's a mature woman. She's frank about her desires, and she has some extraordinary poetry, and it is really astonishing to think that character was written for a boy or a male actor to perform. I've seen some great women perform Cleopatra, and she makes that play my favourite. And in your opinion, is he out there on his own, Shakespeare, or has anyone come close to matching him in the last 400 years? In terms of playwriting, I do think that some of the plays, not all of them, but some of the plays are absolutely astounding in what they offer. Particularly, I think it's important to remember Shakespeare was an actor as well as a playwright, and he knew how to write good parts, and he wrote for, you know, very fine actors. So I think the offers that he makes to actors, even today, they can inhabit those roles, they can explore the most astonishing questions. So yeah, I do actually think that he's the best playwright I've ever encountered. OK, Elizabeth Schafer, we'll let you go and join the celebrations, no doubt. Thank you very much.